Okay, we are ready to make our clay underwater scenes. So you are going to have a slab of clay, which is going to stay on your messy mat, a template, which is going to make the outside of your clay piece, the shape. So I am going to fit my template however it will fit onto my slab so I can get all four corners included. And I'm using a clay knife to just cut away the edges of my slab. So I'm using the blade just a little bit at an angle to cut these pieces away. And I'm not gonna ball them up, I'm just gonna leave them kind of off to the side of my messy mat. All right, and I have got my slab ready to go. Now it's up to you whether you want your aquarium to be this way or this way. But once you've figured out how you want that slab to be, you're not going to thin it out anymore because the thickness is supposed to stay the same for this. If you make it too thin, then it's going to be likely to crack later. So it's important that you don't push down on the slab anymore. All right, so now I'm ready to add some details. So we can use additive and subtractive processes. Additive means we're going to add something to the clay, put it on top like this. This would actually make a great shape for a lump of coral. I'm not even going to cut that anymore. But what I'm going to do is use one of my textures to just gently push into this. I'm going to pull it up, and I have got a nice coral texture here. Now, to attach it, I'm going to score, slip, stick, and smooth. These are very important steps to make sure that your clay sticks together. So scoring, I'm just using this point of this wooden stick and I'm making the surface kind of rough, okay? So it doesn't have to take a whole lot of time. I'm not making my lines really even because the purpose is to make this rough, okay? And I'm also gonna do it on my slab where I'm gonna be sticking this. So this is scoring. The next thing I'm gonna do is stick my finger into the slip. This is just clay and water mixed together. It's sort of like a clay glue. Make that nice and gooey. And then I can stick. So I'm pushing down and then I'm going to smooth. I'm using my finger to smooth these edges together. So this is an additive process because I'm attaching something to my clay. A way to do a subtractive process would be, like if I wanted to carve in some texture for the water, I could use my stick to carve some wavy lines. Now, I'm being very gentle with this because I don't want to cut my slab into pieces. So I'm being super gentle, just enough to get the idea of a little bit of a wavy texture. Well, let's make a little fish while we're at it here. So I could do that in a couple ways. I could cut the shape of a fish from this slab and go ahead and attach it. I could also break a little bit of this off and I could use my fingers to pinch a fish shape. So maybe I'll kind of make the tail come out like this. Pinch this little piece off. And then when I've got a shape that's close to what I want to have, I could put it down on the messy mat and use my clay knife to sort of trim it a little bit. And my fish doesn't have any details yet, like the scales and the eye, but I'm gonna attach it first and then add details. So I'm gonna remember, I need to score. I'm gonna score wherever my fish is gonna go. Get a little bit of slip. And I'm gonna smooth. And it's okay if a little bit of your fish or some detail goes off the edge. That's okay. So I'm squishing it down. I really wanna push to make sure that whatever I'm making stays attached. Now, my fish is a little bit plain. Another texture tool that you have available are these little sticks. There's different patterns on the back of each one, but I'm stamping them in gently to make a little fish scale here. It's kind of fun. And then if I want to make my own detail like the fish's eye, I could use my little stick, make a little mouth, some lines into the tail. I could even make a little top fin on the fish and a bottom one just by carving into the clay. So you can mix up the processes to give your relief sculpture lots of details.